Chapter 31 The Situation in the Village. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The village chief told Li Taihang about the situation of the Poison Dragon village. After all, they had been robbed many times, and they had some understanding of the situation of the Poison Dragon village, especially the village chief. In order to redeem people, he had been to the Poison Dragon village. After Li Taihang heard about the Poison Dragon village, he was very moved. The Poison Dragon village has grown from dozens of people to more than 200 people now. Thanks to the efforts of these villages have been fleeced time and time again, and they have fattened up the Poison Dragon village. In the end, the tail was too big to get rid of, and now they almost pitted themselves. More than 200 people, I have killed more than 20 people now, at least there are still about 200 people. Thinking of this, Li Taihang suddenly had a headache. However, Li Taihang still decided to go to the Poison Dragon village in person. After all, this was his mission this time down the mountain. Mr. Qian, are you going to go up alone? The village chief asked curiously. Yeah. Li Taihang nodded and said, what's wrong? No, with Mr. Qian's ability to detect flying objects, if he is more careful, he will definitely be able to destroy those evil bandits. What's more, Mr. Qian is a cultivator. Li Taihang was about to say something, and suddenly, a surprised voice came from behind him. Mr. Li. Li Taihang looked back and saw Tang Kaidai and Guzi, who were coming towards Li Taihang. They had been waiting outside the village, but Tang Kaidai was worried about the situation in the village, so she sneaked into the village with Guzi. When they saw that the villagers were all fine and the evil bandits were dead, they ran over happily. Brother Guzi, I said, Brother Li is very powerful. Look, everyone has been rescued. Tang Kaidai was very excited. Yeah. The villagers greeted Tang Kaihong and Guzi when they saw them coming back. Guzi was busy outside, and when he came back, he found that the village was attacked by evil bandits, so he wanted to ask for help, but he didn't expect that he was still discovered. If Li Taihang hadn't come to his rescue, Guzi would have died on the spot. Thank you, Mr. Li, for saving my life. Guzi hurried to express his gratitude to Li Taihang after seeing him. Mr. Li. The village chief was a little confused and said, isn't this Mr. Qian? Li Taihang saw an acquaintance coming, so he said embarrassedly, Village chief, I just wanted to fool those evil bandits, but I didn't expect you to believe it. After hearing this, the village chief felt his old face blush and was very embarrassed. Well, Mr. Li, anyway, thank you for your help. The village chief said embarrassedly. Brother Li, can you save my father? Tang Kaidai saw that Li Taihang was so powerful and the village was fine, so she thought of asking Li Taihang for help. Well, don't worry, Master has handed this matter to me, and I will do it. But I don't know the way, are you willing to be my guide? I'll do it. At this time, Guzi stood up. He was the smartest and most active in the whole village. Moreover, he was lucky enough to escape the capture of the bandits several times. However, this time, he was a little too arrogant and almost confessed. Fortunately, he knew some information about the Poison Dragon village and its location, so, he took the initiative to volunteer to help Li Taihang. Li Taihang was very happy to see this and said, okay, with your help, I believe it will be possible. Mr. Li, please rest assured, I will definitely take you up the mountain. Okay, with Go Zi's leadership, Mr. Li should be fine. However, Mr. Li, you should be careful about everything. If you can't go against the rules, don't be impulsive. Well, okay, please rest assured, village chief. Li Taihang thought to himself that if the situation was not right, he would teleport and run away immediately. At this time, Tang Kaidai stood up and said, Mr. Li, I want to go too. Li Taihang rolled his eyes at her and thought, are you sure you are going to help? Or are you going to be a burden? But when the village chief heard this, he shouted, nonsense, shout I, if you go, not only can you not help, but you will also distract Mr. Li from you. How can Mr. Li save people then? After hearing this, Tang Kaidai also felt that it made sense, and immediately lowered her head, looking a little sad. Seeing this, Li Taihang comforted her, don't worry, it's okay, I will definitely save your father. Okay, Mr. Li, you must be careful. Tang Kaidai said a little worriedly. Okay. Then, Li Taihang looked at Go Zi and said, "Do you know the way?" "Yes, Mr. Li, there is no problem. I was the one who took the village chief up there at that time." Go Zi patted his chest and assured. "Oh." Li Taihang was a little surprised. The village chief quickly explained, "Mr. Li, our village relies on this guy to investigate the poison dragon village. This guy is very smart. To be honest, most of the information here is provided by Guzi." Li Taihang was a little surprised and said, "I didn't expect you to be so capable." "Hee, there is no way. I can't do the work in the fields, so I prefer to do this kind of errands." "I see." Li Taihang looked at Guzi. He looked about 20 years old, but his body was thin and short, but his eyes were bright and energetic, as if he had divine light. "Okay." Li Taihang looked at Guzi and felt that Guzi was also a smart person. Then, he looked at the situation of the villagers again and found that there were actually quite a few young people here. Although there were not many, they could still be used. Li Taihang thought for a while and said, "After we leave, I think everyone should hide well to avoid any accidents. In addition, you can also use those weapons and horses. After I saw these evil bandits, I felt that most of them were not very strong. They just took weapons and became more vicious. You can use those sabers and horses to form a militia team, and then you can defend your village." Li Taihang's instructions also attracted the attention of the village chief. Yes. The village chief was a little annoyed and said, "Why didn't I think of it before?" "Thank you, Mr. Li. We will definitely form a guard team to protect the village in the future." "Well, let's go." Then, Li Taihang and Guzi said goodbye to the villagers. "Mr. Li, be careful on the road." Tang Kaidai was a little worried and waved her hand. "Okay." After Li Taihang and Go Zi left, the village chief hurriedly called everyone to prepare to hide, so that if the bandits came, they would not be caught by them again. As for the bodies of the bandits in the village, as well as the horses and weapons, they were collected by them. The village chief planned to form a guard team himself when the time came. Chapter 32 Sneaking into the Poison Dragon Village. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The Poison Dragon Village is located on the top of the Wanhua Peak, hundreds of meters above sea level. There is only one road to go up and down the mountain near the Poison Dragon Village. The Wanhua Peak was transformed by them, and now it has become a place that is easy to defend and difficult to attack. The mountain road leading to the Poison Dragon Village is very rugged, with cliffs on both sides, which is extremely dangerous. The road in the middle can accommodate several people if it is wide, and one person if it is narrow. Facing such a narrow mountain road, even Li Taihang felt a little nervous, worried that there would be a sudden attack by evil bandits. It's not easy to get to the Poison Dragon Village. Li Taihang sighed after seeing the road conditions. Yes, so they have captured a lot of people as slaves recently. The role of these slaves is to carry things. Among them is Tang Katie's father. Guzi said quietly. At this time, the two were hiding in a hidden place, observing the poison dragon race in front. Before going up the mountain, everything was fine, but after reaching the mountain, they found that the situation was worse than they imagined. "How about this? I also know the location of the Poison Dragon Village, you go back first." "Mr. Li, what are you doing?" "I can go alone, I can't take care of you if you follow me." "How about I wait for you at the foot of the mountain?" "Okay." Li Taihang nodded and agreed. After Li Taihang separated from Go Zi, he looked up at the mountain in front of him and thought, "If I want to save people, I have to kill them all." Li Taihang disappeared in the same place with teleportation. The next moment, he was already 100 meters away. His teleportation standard was based on the places he had seen or been to. Ding. Triggering the 10 billion times amplification effect. Then, Li Taihang found that his teleportation distance had changed from the original tens of meters to a distance of 10 billion meters. Wow, in this case, wouldn't I be able to go anywhere with just a thought? Just thinking about it, the system's voice sounded again. Ding. The system automatically upgraded. Ding. All the skills learned by the host will automatically be enhanced by a 10 billion times amplification effect, with a maximum limit of 10 billion. The system will no longer display a skill amplification prompt. After saying this, Li Taihang felt that his telekinesis had become particularly terrifying. Telekinesis. By the way, can I use telekinesis to control others? Since objects can be controlled, what about living things? So, Li Taihang tried to control a flying butterfly, and the butterfly exploded and died on the spot. The impact of Li Taihang's telekinesis was so terrifying that it could not bear it and died. Li Taihang suddenly felt that he had to control his power again. However, because of the existence of telekinesis, Li Taihang found that he could use telekinesis to see the surface of the entire chaotic stone peak clearly. I didn't expect this effect. Li Taihang felt that he was simply invincible. As his thoughts extended, he looked farther and farther, but, followed by a feeling of dizziness. Damn, it consumes too much. Li Taihang held the tree next to him and sat down. Then, by devouring the spirit stone, he restored his lost spirit. Thanks to his attributeless spirit root, he could devour the spirit power in the spirit stone to restore his lost energy. It seems that although my skills are powerful, my own foundation is still too weak, and I can't perfectly exert the optimal effect of my skills. I have to find a way to practice some methods to improve my energy in the future. It would be best if the quality of my body can be improved by 100 billion times or something like that. Li Taihang thought in his heart, and he stopped using his telekinesis, but through the method just now, he had already understood the situation of the entire Chaos Stone Peak. The only regret is that he can only understand the surface situation, and he doesn't know the situation in those hidden places at all. I didn't find the villagers just now, and these villagers should be hiding. Li Taihang thought that there was a bandit hiding nearby. He teleported behind the bandit. He was a secret sentry, responsible for watching the people going up the mountain, but he didn't find Li Taihang behind him. Telekinesis. Li Taihang activated telekinesis and tried to control the man in front of him. The bandit was just an ordinary man. Under the control of Li Taihang's telekinesis, he lost his mind in an instant. Fortunately, after learning from the previous experience, Li Taihang acted according to his ability. Then, he successfully controlled the bandit. I ask you questions. Okay. The bandit was very well behaved and answered everything Li Taihang wanted to know one by one. Suddenly, Li Taihang felt that he couldn't hold on any longer. He swallowed some spirit stones and recovered his spirit. Damn, it's really too much. However, Li Taihang at least knew where the villagers were imprisoned. Then, he looked at the bandit he had just controlled. Now that he was no longer under his control, he became a little crazy and obviously became a fool. Li Taihang stroked his forehead, knowing that it was his telekinesis that caused irreversible damage to the other party's brain. It seems that this telekinesis can't be activated casually. Li Taihang was very depressed. Why was it so difficult to understand the skills he controlled? Is it really that difficult to use these skills freely? However, now was not the time for him to think about these problems. Seeing that the other party had become a fool, Li Taihang knocked him out and was too lazy to pay attention to him. He teleported to the top of the mountain. Li Taihang's teleportation could ignore the barriers of space. He first teleported into the treasure house of these evil bandits. Then, he put all the materials inside into his dimensional space bag. As for the series of reminders from the system, he ignored them, but he knew that he had added a lot of new things. After emptying the treasure house, Li Taihang went to the place where the villagers were imprisoned. It was in a dark cave. The villagers here, in addition to those from Xianxia village, there were also villagers from other villages. These villagers were all imprisoned together. Usually, they would only be allowed to come out when they were working. At other times, they ate, drank, defecated and urinated in the cave. Therefore, when Li Taihang came here, he found that it was simply stinking. So disgusting. Li Taihang didn't even dare to enter. After confirming that the villagers were all detained, Li Taihang knew that in order to rescue them, he had to eliminate these evil bandits first. So, Li Taihang checked the harvest in the treasure house just now, and when he found a lot of gunpowder barrels, his eyes suddenly lit up. Good guy, now you can't blame me. Li Taihang laughed evilly. he planned to blow up the entire Dulong village, so, he teleported everywhere and placed gunpowder barrels. Chapter 33 Saving the Villagers. You are listening at novelfull.audio. In a short period of time, Li Taihang placed hundreds of barrels of explosives in the poison dragon race. After placing them, Li Taihang teleported all the way and ignited them one by one. When he felt that he was not energetic enough, he swallowed the spirit stone to restore his energy and continue to work. Boom! The first barrel of explosives exploded, followed by the second, third, fourth, explosions one after another, continuously, and even the entire mountain was filled with thick smoke. The dog at the bottom of the mountain stared at the explosion on the top of the mountain with wide eyes, and was very shocked. What's going on? Is Mr. Li okay? At this time, the dog was very worried about Li Taihang's safety, but he didn't dare to rush up, so he could only wait anxiously at the bottom of the mountain. At this time, the worst were the evil bandits. They never expected that their family had placed hundreds of barrels of explosives. Li Taihang looked at his masterpiece and was very satisfied, but the explosion was a bit noisy. The evil bandits here basically died in the explosion, and the remaining evil bandits could only survive. After the explosion, only a few bandits were left, and Li Taihang put on a mask, mainly to cover up the smell, and then took out a weapon called Xianxia sword from the dimensional space bag. This is also the reason why he swept through the bandits' treasure house as soon as he came up. Li Taihang attacked again to deal with the bandits who were still alive. 7 Wounds Fist. Boom! A bandit exploded and died on the spot. Li Taihang was shocked. Is his 7 Wounds Fist so terrifying? When the bandits saw it, they were also shocked and immediately understood that it was Li Taihang who destroyed this place. I'm going to kill you. Tai Chi Sword Technique. Swish. Puff. The bandit fell to the ground and died. Seeing that Li Taihang actually released sword energy, they were shocked and said, "This guy is actually a cultivator. Run, the cultivator is coming." The rest were so scared that they wanted to run away, but Li Taihang immediately teleported in front of them, and shot out another sword energy to kill them. One of the bandits wanted to attack, but Li Taihang disappeared in front of him and appeared behind him, piercing his chest with a sword and killing him. Li Taihang drew his sword and his body fell to the ground. Telekinesis. Li Taihang sensed the bandit still alive around him and found a bandit hiding aside, also preparing to attack him. When Li Taihang was about to move, he found that there was a rock on the other's head. He used telekinesis to control it, and the boulder suddenly fell off and smashed down. The bandit felt a shadow coming, and when he looked up, he screamed. Ah! Boom! Puff! The bandit was smashed into meat paste on the spot. Li Taihang didn't know that he had smashed to death the leader of the bandits. There were 3 leaders in the entire poison dragon village. The leader was killed, and the second leader was also killed by the explosion. The third leader was behind the village, close to the villagers, so he was not affected. However, the third leader saw that the entire poison dragon village was almost razed to the ground, and he trembled all over. God's punishment. Is this God's punishment? Although so many explosions did not hit him, they had already scared him. Third leader, what should we do? There are only a dozen bandits left on their side now. They all gathered together, and they never thought that such a thing would happen. How do I know? The third leader has always been the smartest one in the entire poison dragon village. Now, after hearing what he said, the remaining bandits suddenly felt that it was over. Li Taihang was also walking towards them. When they saw Li Taihang holding the bloody Xianxia sword, they couldn't help but swallow their saliva. You, who are you? The third leader pointed at Li Taihang and asked. Li Taihang looked at the third leader. He was tall and thin, with a long face, a bit like a horse face. Who am I? Please call me Qian too much. After saying that, Li Taihang had disappeared on the spot. Tai Chi Sword Technique. Suddenly, a large amount of sword energy burst out among the dozen evil bandits, and all the evil bandits screamed, and together with the third boss, they all fell down and died on the spot. Li Taihang walked towards the cave where the villagers were imprisoned. The villagers in the cave retreated in fear. Just now, the explosion of the poison dragon village had frightened them. They all trembled and thought that the world was coming to an end. Now, seeing that Li Taihang had killed a dozen vicious bandits with his hands, they were also very surprised, but when Li Taihang came over, they were also afraid. Li Taihang came to the iron gate of the cave and swung his sword to cut it down. Suddenly, the door lock broke and the iron gate of the entire cave was opened. Okay, you are safe, go down the mountain. The villagers who heard this realized that Li Taihang was here to rescue them. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Sir Qian. Some villagers heard Li Taihang's self-introduction and knew that Li Taihang's name was Qian Tai. Li Taihang's mouth twitched, thinking that he had fooled those evil bandits, but he didn't expect that you were also fooled. When everyone came out, Li Taihang asked again, have you all confirmed it? Yes. Li Taihang took a look. Wow, there were both men and women, and they were all young and strong. Okay, let's go down the mountain. Okay, Mr. Qian. Then, the villagers ran towards the gate of the mountain village one by one in high spirits. However, when they arrived at the gate of the mountain village, they all stopped and retreated in fear. It turned out that there were still some evil bandits on the mountain. These evil bandits were on duty in the mountain, so they did not come up the mountain. However, the changes in the mountain also attracted their attention, and they had to return immediately. When they arrived at the gate of the Poison Dragon village, they saw the villagers walking towards them and were immediately furious. Damn it, these lowly people want to escape, kill them. Ah! The villagers were horrified. Li Taihang shook his head, sighed, and said, it's just a few evil bandits, are they so scared? As he said that, Li Taihang teleported in front of the villagers. The evil bandits rushed over with sabers. They were going to kill the villagers, but suddenly saw Li Taihang and froze for a moment. Tai Chi sword technique. As soon as the words fell, Li Taihang's sword energy fell and killed them on the spot. Let's go. Li Taihang's figure disappeared again. Seeing that Li Taihang was protecting them in secret, the villagers breathed a sigh of relief and hurried down the mountain. On the way, whenever they encountered evil bandits, they were instantly solved by Li Taihang, which made these villagers admire him very much. When they reached the foot of the mountain, everyone was safe. With the help of Go Zi, Li Taihang also found Tang Kadi's father and some villagers from the same village, and took them back to Xianxia village. Chapter 34, Loot in the Treasure House. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Xianxia village, the villagers saw Li Taihang and his men coming back, and some other villagers who were rescued, and they all rushed out to greet them happily. Daddy! Tang Kaidai burst into tears of joy when she saw her father, and rushed over to hug Tang Kadi's father. Woo, Daddy, you are finally back. Dire. Tang's father stretched out his hand, hugged Tang Kaidai, and his eyes became moist. Other villagers also found their families, hugged and cried, and the scene was very touching. Li Taihang saw that they were all safe, so he smiled slightly and said, it seems that my mission is completed, and I should go back to report. As Li Taihang said this, he bowed to the villagers and said goodbye to them. Mr. Li, don't leave in a hurry. The village chief saw that Li Taihang was about to leave, and hurriedly called out. Village chief, is there anything else? Li Taihang asked when he saw that it was the village chief. The village chief came to Li Taihang with a cane and a child support. It's like this, Master Li, we want to thank you for saving us. If possible, stay for dinner first. Li Taihang shook his head and said, no need for dinner. Besides, it's our duty to be chivalrous and fight for justice and protect the good. Li Taihang declined everyone's kindness, smiled and flew away. The village chief and villagers knelt down when they saw Li Taihang flying away, and kept kneeling and kowtowing in the direction of Li Taihang. Master Li is indeed an immortal. We want to thank the immortal for saving our lives. Thank you for saving our lives. Although the villagers saw that Li Taihang had gone far away, they still saluted Li Taihang respectfully, and were even more impressed by Li Taihang's courage and selfless noble character. Tang Kaidai admired Li Taihang even more. With a strange look in her eyes, Li Taihang returned to Chiefing Mountain of Shantian's sect and came to the top of the mountain, but he didn't see his master, so he shook his head. They said they were guarding the mountain, but what the hell? No one knows where the people have gone. Li Taihang complained in his heart. Then, He came to his room and opened the dimensional space bag. This time, in the Poison Dragon village, his harvest was quite rich. Not only did he get a lot of weapons and equipment, but also gold, silver, and various treasures, jewelry and other things. He wanted to see if there were any special items. For example, the Qingyue sword he got in the Qinglong village was not an ordinary item at first glance, and it was extremely sharp. Sure enough, looking at the item introduction, he found that this Qingyue sword was actually a top-grade spiritual weapon, but those evil bandits didn't know the goods, thinking it was an ordinary weapon, just much sharper than other weapons. So, after Li Taihang's search, he was a little disappointed. There was nothing good at all. Hey, I thought there was something good, but in the end, the best thing was the Qingyue sword. Thinking of this, Li Taihang swallowed a few spirit stones while calling the system. Open the attribute panel. Host, Li Taihang, gender, male, age, 18. Realm, Grandmaster of Martial Arts. Identity, disciple of the 5th Elder of Xianxia Sect. Skills, Tai Chi Sword, 7 Wounds Fist. Special abilities, telekinesis, flying in the air, teleport. Other information, spiritual root, no attribute, host cultivation, ignoring any attribute restrictions. Rank, first rank, can be improved by taking the spiritual cultivation pill. Evaluation, with the help of the system, even a waste can become a son of the plane. There is no change. It seems that the biggest gain from going to the Poison Dragon village this time should be the things in the treasure house, and a better understanding of my own strength. With my current strength, it is more than enough to deal with those mortals. But I have never fought with immortal cultivators. It seems that I have to compete with them in the future to know. Just when Li Taihang was thinking about this, suddenly, Li Taihang felt that someone came to Qifeng Mountain, but because the other party did not have the Qifeng order, he could not get in at all. 5th Elder, the sect master invites you. The person who came was a disciple in the inner sect who was responsible for delivering messages. He called for a while outside Qifeng Mountain, and seeing that no one paid attention to him, he couldn't help but feel a little depressed. So, I hate coming to find the 5th Elder the most. Every time I come, I can't find him, and I can't leave immediately. The disciple who delivered the message could only shout a few more words. He thought he would not get a reply, so he planned to leave. At this time, Li Taixing came out. The other party was a little surprised to see Li Taixing, and suddenly remembered that he was the new disciple of the 5th Elder, and this disciple was a strange flower like the 5th Elder. The 5th Elder was at least powerful and terrifying, but the boy in front of him was a waste with no attribute first-grade spiritual roots, so, he was very puzzled and didn't understand why Wang Xuanwu wanted to accept the other party as a disciple. Coveting the other party's appearance? But Li Taixing was not the kind of very handsome, it can only be said that he was relatively more attractive. What's the point? Suddenly, he thought of Li Taixing's wealth. It suddenly dawned on him. It seems that the 5th Elder has found a rich disciple for himself. From now on, he doesn't need to ask the sect master for money. This is also a good thing for the sect master. Hello, senior brother. I am Li Taihang, the disciple of the 5th Elder. What can I do for you, master? Li Taihang didn't know what the other party was thinking. Now he just wanted to know why this person came to see his master. The messenger disciple hesitated for a moment when he saw this, and said, "Is the 5th Elder here?" "No." "Oh, okay, junior brother, your master is back. Tell her that the sect master notified her to see him." "Okay. Then, junior brother, I'll take my leave." "Okay, senior brother, take care." Then, the messenger disciple flew away and did not stay. As the other party left, Li Taihang also returned to his room and began to think about the future. Master is hard to see all day long. The next time I see her, I must ask her to give me more exercises to practice. Also, it's best to ask her how to enter the body refining realm. After Li Taihang thought about all this, he recorded them in case he forgot them. At night, the moon was already high in the sky, and his master came back stealthily. Li Taihang saw that she finally came back, but she looked a little sneaky, so he opened the door and said, "Master, you are finally back." "Oh, disciple, you are back too." "Yes." "Have you done it?" "Yes." Yes, it's well done. Master. What? 2 things. First, the sect leader asked you to meet him. Second, I would like to ask you to give me some books about the body training realm. I want to understand some key realm issues of cultivation. In this way, when you are missing, I will at least have something to learn. Li Taihang said unhappily. Chapter 35 The Sect Master Visits. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After listening to the 2 things Li Taixing said, Wang Xuanwu laughed and said, the first thing will be done tomorrow. As for the second thing, leave it to me. Wang Xuanwu. At this time, a loud shout suddenly came from outside Qifeng Mountain. Wang Xuanwu was startled, and when he looked back, he saw an angry Zhao Wentian, and behind him was the proud great elder Lin Fei. Sect Master, why are you here? Wang Xuanwu said in surprise. Humph, if I hadn't come, I wouldn't have known you came back to Qifeng Mountain so late. Zhao Wentian withdrew the protection of Qifeng Mountain and flew down to the wooden house with Lin Fei. Li Taixing, the personal disciple of the 5th elder, has met the sect master. Lin Fei next to him was unknown to Li Taihang. Disciple, this is Lin Fei, the great elder. Wang Xuanwu said very obediently. I've met the great elder. Zhao Wentian looked at Wang Xuanwu's pretense and snorted coldly. Humph, look at you, you wish you were half as sensible as your apprentice. At the same time, he was also sizing up Li Taihang. Although Li Taihang was only 18 years old, it was said that before that, he was a famous bun shop owner in Luoyue town. It's only been a few days since he joined their Xianxia sect. However, Zhao Wentian was a little puzzled, because he remembered that Li Taihang was now supposed to be on a mission to Xianhua village. In fact, the main reason why Zhao Wentian came to see Wang Xuanwu was also because of this matter. Thinking that Wang Xuanwu went out to be happy on his own, but asked his disciples to die, he was filled with anger, and he had an urge to hate that iron cannot be transformed into steel. You are Li Taihang, right? Yes. Well, okay, I'll talk to your master first, and you can go back and rest first. Okay, sect master, then, master, great elder, I will take my leave now. After Li Taixing finished speaking, he bowed and returned to his house. Lin Fei looked at Li Taihang's performance and sighed, saying, Hey, such a good disciple has such a pity that he has poor qualifications. Also, he meets Wang again and is unreliable. Xiao Feifei, what are you talking about? Wang Xuanwu smiled and looked very good-looking, but in Lin Fei's eyes, this was a tigress about to become furious. Ah! Lin Fei suddenly realized that he had said the wrong thing, and cold sweat broke out on his forehead. Afterwards, he hurriedly hid behind Zhao Wentian. You must know that Wang Xuanwu's strength was only inferior to that of Zhao Wentian. In a real fight, he would not be Wang Xuanwu's opponent between the two. Therefore, Lin Fei was also afraid of Wang Xuanwu. Seeing this, Wang Xuanwu didn't bother to pay attention to him, because with Zhao Wentian here, Wang Xuanwu also knew that she had no chance to deal with Lin Fei. Okay, you two don't talk, go outside first. Then, they came outside, because it was empty on all sides and no one could be hidden, so they didn't have to worry about being eavesdropped or anything. Wang Xuanwu. Sect Master. Wang Xuanwu said like a good baby, cupping his hands. I heard that today you are asking a disciple like you, who has only been here for a few days, to help Xianhua village deal with the vicious bandits in Yulong village. Yeah. You're okay, do you want to kill your disciple? How could it be? My disciples are very strong, they won't do it. What can't you do? Why are you so confident? Of course. Wang Xuanwu was very confident. She had already seen Li Taihang's strength. She also knew that what Li Taihang lacked was the opportunity to fight in actual combat. Moreover, according to her observation, Li Taihang's strength may not yet be defined in the world of immortality. But, in fact, in the mortal world, he is already a proper martial saint. The basis of her judgment is that this boy has not yet cultivated to immortality, but he can release sword energy, control objects, fly with a sword, and swallow spiritual stones. All kinds of strange phenomena all show that Li Taihang is extraordinary. As for Li Taihang, she cannot be compared with ordinary people at all. Moreover, she had personally followed up on the Dulong village this time, and found that this boy was simply inhuman, capable of teleportation, and carrying so many explosive barrels that he blew up the entire Dulong village. This blinded her at the time. She was so excited that she went to have a drink to celebrate, which was why she came back so late. Wow, Fifth Elder, you know him so well. Lin Fei was very surprised. Humph, of course. Wang Xuanwu said proudly. Humph, your disciple has only been with you for a few days, and he can deal with hundreds of people in the Poison Dragon village. Are you lying? Zhao Wentian didn't believe it at all. Seeing that Li Taihang was still here, he felt that Li Taihang had not gone down the mountain. However, Wang Xuanwu was a little dissatisfied and said, Sect Master, you can underestimate me, but you cannot underestimate my disciples. Huh, when did you know him? I remember, it was only 2 or 3 days. Why do I feel like you have known each other for a long time? Lin Fei asked strangely. Wang Xuanwu said without hesitation, I met him when I took a shower last time. The last time you took a shower? Oh my God, did he peek at you taking a shower? That's why you want to take revenge on him and let him die. Fart, it's me peeking at him, okay? Fuck. You two bastards, is this the content of the chat? Zhao Wentian was furious and cursed at the two of them. Wang Xuanwu and Lin Fei were so frightened that they both lowered their heads and did not dare to say another word. Well, it's all your fault, Xiao Feifei. Humph, Wang is unreliable. I didn't expect you to peek at your disciple taking a bath. That was an accident. Wang Xuanwu said with a red face. The two were about to quarrel, but suddenly found that a murderous aura locked on them. You are shameless and stinking shameless. Enough, Lin Fei, go back to your Feilong mountain. Wang Xuanwu, you must teach your disciple well. If there is any mistake again, I will never forgive you. Zhao Wentian thought to himself that Wang Xuanwu had finally accepted a disciple, and he hoped that this disciple would not be led into the ditch. He would have to keep an eye on him more in the future. Moreover, he also hoped that the existence of Li Taihang would improve Wang Xuanwu's bad habits. A woman, careless, doesn't know what shame is. Thinking of this, Zhao Wentian felt a headache. Thinking of the instructions of his ascended master, he wanted to say, Master, can we change someone? Wang Xuanwu can really make the disciple angry to death. Woo woo. Zhao Wentian felt bitter, but he had no place to say. Yes, Sect Master. Seeing that Zhao Wentian's expression was not right, Lin Fei slid back to Feilong Mountain wisely. At the end, he was very proud and said, I didn't expect to know another secret of the 5th junior sister. As a result, Zhao Wentian locked his eyes on him with murderous intent and said coldly, if the matter of the 5th junior sister gets out, be careful that I will chop you up and feed you to the dogs. Lin Fei was speechless and could only fly back to Feilong Mountain depressed. Chapter 36 Map of the Forest of Beasts. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After Lin Fei left, Zhao Wentian regretted bringing Lin Fei with him. However, if Lin Fei hadn't told him about this today, he wouldn't have known that Wang Xuanwu was so fierce that he actually sent Li Taihang, who had only been a disciple for a few days, to deal with hundreds of bandits. So, he quickly sent someone to find out the situation. As a result, Wang Xuanwu didn't come back until the evening, which made Zhao Wentian angry. He came to Wang Xuanwu's house to question him. However, Wang Xuanwu amazed him too much. She was really unscrupulous. She even peeked at her own disciple while he was taking a bath. Are you still a woman? Do you have any shame? Now, when Zhao Wentian thought of this, his face looked as ugly as if his parents had died. Master, look, the great elder has left, shouldn't you also leave? Why, are you so impatient to drive me away? Zhao Wentian said unhappily, do you think I really want to come to your godforsaken place? Tell me about you. You are an elder of our Xianxia sect after all. Why are you so wicked? You destroyed the entire Chifeng mountain, not even a small tree, cut it and sold it as firewood? Not even some grass, sold it to feed cattle and sheep. Tell me, What other wicked things have you not done yet? Zhao Wentian was furious. This Wang Xuanwu is simply a shame for their Xiantian sect, but what can she do? She is also the treasure of their Xiantian sect. If she is gone, I am afraid that others will come to the door. Zhao Wentian was instructed by his master, and secondly, he had feelings for this fifth junior sister. It can be said that he loves and hates Wang Xuanwu. Hey, fifth junior sister, when will you grow up? Senior brother, do you think I'm still not grown up? Yeah. Zhao Wentian sighed and said, it would be great if I could be sensible. Senior brother, I think these are all small problems. Small problems? Zhao Wentian widened his eyes and stared at her fiercely, saying, what is the big problem? Senior brother, don't you think I haven't grown up? Maybe I'm not getting enough nutrition. Otherwise, how about you increase my monthly salary 10 or 100 times? Get lost, you're the only one who hasn't grown up yet. Zhao Wentian looked at Wang Xuanwu's figure. She was big and thin. If she was put outside, I don't know how many men would be fascinated. She was definitely the kind of beauty that could topple a country. Oh no, it should be the kind that would bring disaster to the country and the people. If any king married her, he would probably die decades earlier. Okay, I'm too lazy to talk nonsense with you. Anyway, within 3 months, your disciple must reach the Qi-gathering realm. Originally, he wanted to be considerate of Wang Xuanwu and let Li Taihang reach the body-refining realm. However, thinking of Wang Xuanwu's casual attitude, he felt that he couldn't be too nice to her, so he raised the requirement to the Qi condensation realm. But when Wang Xuanwu heard the Qi condensation realm, she frowned and said, this is not good. What's wrong with it? Zhao Wentian saw that Wang Xuanwu was too embarrassed, and he couldn't help but feel a little proud. He didn't know why. Anyway, he was happy. I think the Qi condensation realm is too low. It should be the foundation establishment realm, or the golden core realm. Get lost. Zhao Wentian cursed and flew away, saying as he flew, anyway, if you can't reach it by then, you will guard the tomb for me, and you can't go anywhere. Wang Xuanwu looked at Zhao Wentian cursing at him while walking away, shook his head, and sighed, senior brother is always so narrow-minded. Thought if Zhao Wentian heard this, he would be furious again. Afterwards, Wang Xuanwu looked at Li Taihang's house and thought, with Li Taihang's current situation, if he practices too much, it will harm him. No, he has to go into seclusion in the next few months and cannot appear in other people's sight, so as not to let others find out about his problems. By then, I'm afraid that even if this kid has 10 lives, it will not be enough for others to kill him. Wang Xuanwu recognized Li Taihang's strength more and more, but at the same time, she also felt that this kid could no longer be trained in the conventional way. Since Li Taihang said so, she would be busy all night, so, after Wang Xuanwu went back, she used paper and ink to write down the experience of practicing in various realms. After writing, she sorted them out and prepared to hand them over to Li Taihang tomorrow. Then, she took out a map. According to the strength of the disciple, the ordinary training environment is definitely not suitable for him. If he wants to reach the Jindan realm in 3 months, he must take some unusual roads. She glanced at the map in front of her, and finally chose a dangerous place as the place for Li Taihang to retreat next. At this time, Li Taihang didn't know that his master was about to send him to a more dangerous place. Now, Li Taihang had nothing to do, so he simply went to bed early. The next day, Li Taihang opened the door and found that Wang Xuanwu was gone again, but on the table outside, there was a map and a stack of papers. What is this? Li Taihang picked up the map and found that it was a map of the forest of 10,000 beasts. Then, looking at the papers, they were all written with some experience of cultivation, and at the bottom, Li Taihang even found a letter with Li Taihang's name on it, asking him to open it personally. Li Taihang opened it and found that it was a letter from Wang Xuanwu, and he was a little surprised. He opened it and saw that it said, Disciple, I know that your physical condition is very strange and different from that of ordinary people. Therefore, I feel that it is difficult for you to practice in the ordinary way, so I decided to let you go to the forest of 10,000 beasts for training. The forest of 10,000 beasts is very dangerous, so I prepared a map for you. As for weapons and equipment, I originally wanted to prepare a set for you, but I felt that as a disciple, I should not always rely on the master. So, your master happily decided to let you be self-reliant. Okay, love your master. Li Taihang looked at the letter with a full head of black lines. Damn, master, your love is pushing me to die. Li Taihang was a little tearful. He had just finished the task of the poison dragon village, and he was going to send him to the forest of 10,000 beasts to feed the beasts again. He even wondered if he had a grudge with them, which led to their frequent attempts to kill him. Of course, he had no way of knowing all this. Li Taihang read some of the cultivation experiences again. After reading them, he learned about the cultivation system of this world, as well as the experience and methods of breaking through the realms. Li Taihang was so absorbed in all this that he didn't even notice Wang Xuanwu coming back. Instead, he continued to stare at the written content and memorized it all. Chapter 37 The Spiritual Sea Increased 10 billion times. You are listening at novelfull.audio. First, we need to enter the realm of physical training. In fact, with my current physique, it is very easy to enter the realm of physical training. I only need a set of exercises to guide me into the realm. Unfortunately, Master only has experience here, but no corresponding practice exercises. Li Taihang sighed. What? What are you sighing for? Ah. Li Taihang turned around immediately after hearing Wang Xuanwu's voice, but he saw Wang Xuanwu took out a set of exercises. Master, what is this? This is a practice exercise called the Infinite Heart Sutra. I borrowed this exercise from the Great Elder. Filong Mountain. Lin Fei covered his swollen face and cursed painfully. Damn Wang Xuanwu, you came to beat me up early in the morning and snatched my The Infinite Heart Sutra. Do you think your stupid disciple can practice it? Early in the morning, Wang Xuanwu ran to help Li Taihang find a practice. She had no choice. She never expected that she would accept a disciple one day, therefore, the previous skills on Chifeng Mountain were either sold by her or lost, so, she thought for a long time and felt that Lin Fei's Wuji Heart Sutra was the most suitable, because it mainly cultivated spiritual power. She watched Li Taihang's battle and found that he often devoured spiritual stones. It was estimated that Li Taihang was very lacking in spiritual power, so she simply got this Wuji Heart Sutra. Master, what is the use of this Wuji Heart Sutra? Specializing in spiritual power, it is probably very useful for you. Li Taihang's eyes lit up when he heard it, and he said, Thank you, Master, this is really useful. Li Taihang was worried about this. If he had enough spiritual power, he would not be empty. That's fine. After using it, if you don't need it, return it to your master. This thing can still sell for a lot of money. Ah. Li Taihang was a little speechless. Didn't you borrow it? How can you sell it? Is this okay? Well, master, if you are short of money, just tell me. After all, this technique belongs to someone else. It would be a pity to sell it. Li Taihang said helplessly. Oh, how rich do you have to be? There are 100 million spirit stones in it. Is that enough for you to squander? Li Taihang threw out a ring helplessly and gave it to Wang Xuanwu. Wang Xuanwu was dumbfounded on the spot. 100 million. Wang Xuanwu thought she had heard it wrong, swallowed her saliva secretly, and said, Are you sure? Yes, you can see it. Okay, let me see. Wang Xuanwu opened the ring with trembling hands. Sure enough, there were mountains of spirit stones inside. 1, 10, 100, 1,000, Grandpa, Great-Grandpa, Great-Grandpa. Grandpa can't count them all. Wang Xuanwu looked cute. For her, having 10,000 spirit stones was already a grandpa. Li Taihang was confused when he heard it, and didn't know what she was talking about. Master, are you counting? Li Taihang asked. Wow, I suddenly became rich. However, what was heard was Wang Xuanwu's somewhat uncertain voice. She was even talking to herself like a dream. Is this true? I'm not dreaming, am I? Seeing Wang Xuanwu's appearance, Li Taihang suddenly felt a little regretful, thinking, It's over, I gave too much money, this master is not neurotic, right? Suddenly, Wang Xuanwu pounced on Li Taihang and kissed him on the face. Ha ha ha, disciple, I love you so much. Li Taihang was shocked, standing there blankly. Wang Xuanwu took the ring and disappeared directly. Master, you just kissed your disciple like this? Master? Where are your etiquette and shame? Li Taihang felt that his master was too different. Even, it felt that there was something wrong with her brain, which was too incompatible with the women in this world in his impression. Damn, this master's virtue, can't it be so easy for others to take advantage of him? Li Taihang suddenly became alert and thought, which bastard dares to take advantage of my master? I must kill him when the time comes. Thinking of it, I will practice the Wuji Heart Sutra now. So, Li Taihang returned to his house, sat cross-legged on the bed, and began to practice. System, I want to practice the Wuji Heart Sutra. Ding! The Wuji Heart Sutra is detected, and the 10 billion times amplification effect is activated. Ding! Congratulations on learning the spiritual sea revival. Every time the spiritual power is about to be consumed, the spiritual sea will automatically recover to the full value. It takes a period of recovery before it can be used again. And as the spiritual sea appeared in Li Taihang's body, he officially entered the body refining realm. Ding! The host is detected to open up the spiritual sea and obtain a 10 billion times amplification effect. Li Taihang also looked at his own spiritual sea. When he saw his own spiritual sea for a moment, he was also stunned on the spot. Is this my spiritual sea? Li Taihang's spiritual sea was like a vast ocean, endless and endless. Li Taihang thought, is this the effect of the system amplification? It's too big, isn't it? Moreover, the originally exhausted spiritual sea was quickly filled with spiritual power, which was because the spiritual sea was revived. Looking at such a huge amount of spiritual power, Li Taihang felt that it was enough for him to use for a lifetime, not to mention that there was a spiritual sea that was revived. Even if he didn't absorb spiritual power, it was also a mobile spiritual power storage. It's amazing. In this way, plus I ignore the restrictions and practice any skills, I'm afraid it will be difficult for me not to be strong. However, my current talent is simply too amazing. If others know about it, they will inevitably have bad intentions. I have to find a way to protect myself. Li Taihang had to think about his own life. He thought about how to protect himself. Suddenly, he had some ideas. First, learn more skills, and they must be comprehensive enough. Second, get more kinds of elixirs, especially life-saving elixirs. It would be best if he could become an alchemist. Finally, he had to have weapons and equipment to save his life, and it would be best if he could get some things such as invisibility or change appearance. Soon, Li Taihang thought of some things to do next, however, thinking that his master wanted him to go to the forest of 10,000 beasts, he felt that he had to complete this series of preparations before that. Wait for the master to come back and talk to her. Li Taihang thought to himself. Next, he had nothing to do, because the effect of the billionfold amplification made it possible for him to succeed in practicing anything in an instant, so he had nothing to do now. Out of boredom, he could only plant trees on the mountain, thinking, his prodigal master, with so many spiritual stones, would not dig trees anymore, right? So, Li Taihang started planting trees, and the scope of planting trees started from the top of the mountain. He was busy until the evening, and Wang Xuanwu finally came back. However, this time, Wang Xuanwu came back, which surprised Li Taihang a little, and he felt like a different person. Chapter 38 Master is panicking. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Master, you are back. Li Taihang went to meet him, but found that the current master was like a different person, with empty eyes and a dead body, without any energy, which scared Li Taihang. Master, what happened to you? Then, Wang Xuanwu took out the ring that Li Taihang gave her today and handed it to Li Taihang unhappily. Here, I'll give it back to you. Li Taihang felt a little strange. Was there something wrong with the ring? So, he took it and looked inside, but found that the 100 million spirit stones inside were enough, and couldn't help but ask curiously, Master, you didn't spend these spirit stones? Humph. Wang Xuanwu said angrily, you suddenly gave Master so many spirit stones, and after the Master was excited, he was very worried. It made the master hesitate for a whole day and didn't dare to spend your spirit stones. I'll give it back to you. Wang Xuanwu's performance surprised Li Taihang and was a little unexpected. In his impression, his master was irresponsible, loved to eat, drink, and spend money, and had a very casual personality, as if all the advantages of the whole body were concentrated on his figure and appearance. However, the way he showed now made Li Taihang feel a little incomprehensible. Master, are you entangled? Li Taihang asked. Nonsense, after all, this is your spirit stone, and you gave me so many spirit stones that I can't count them. It must be very expensive, so forget it. Li Taihang was a little amused and thought to himself, I have a 10 billion times amplification system. Even if 10 billion is used up, it can continue to amplify to 10 billion times. The extra spirit stones can be used to pave the road. If this spirit stone is not suitable for building a house, he would have wanted to build a spirit stone house, but Li Taihang didn't expect that the 100 million spirit stones would make Wang Xuanwu entangled for a whole day. Then master, have you been entangled in this matter all day today? Wang Xuanwu's eyes were dull and she looked expressionless. She said, yes, I haven't eaten yet. It's all your fault. Humph. Li Taihang looked at Wang Xuanwu and felt that she was very cute at the moment. Okay, then master, whatever you want to eat, as long as I have it here, I will prepare it for you. It just so happens that I have something to ask you for help. Of course, it won't be for nothing. This is your reward. Li Taihang said, and hurriedly gave the 100 million spirit stone storage ring to Wang Xuanwu. Wang Xuanwu's beautiful eyes widened, staring at Li Taihang, and said, do you want to kill me? I have been uneasy for a day because of holding it. Well, master, it's a reward. Besides, I didn't let you take it for nothing. What's the matter? Tell me first. Wang Xuanwu didn't take it. Well, first, I need some equipment or skills that can be invisible or change appearance. Second, I need all kinds of elixirs for healing, recovery, and detoxification. Third, I need a set of life-saving weapons and equipment. Oh, these things are not easy to get. Wang Xuanwu sat on the table beside her and said, do you have roast duck? Yes. Li Taihang waved his hand, and a plate of roast duck appeared on the table, and a jar of strong liquor appeared. Wang Xuanwu likes to drink strong liquor. Hee, finally I can eat. Wang Xuanwu grabbed the roast duck without caring about her image and started eating, which made Li Taihang hold his forehead directly. Is this still a woman? No modesty at all. Li Taihang thought to himself, then, he could only sit opposite Wang Xuanwu and watch her eat and drink. If it was not enough, Li Taihang would prepare more for her. After serving her well, Li Taihang looked at more than a dozen jars of wine and 7 or 8 roast duck plates, and his mouth twitched. He seriously suspected that his master was a monster. How could he eat so many things without eating for a day? Hey, master, you must have had enough food and drink. Well, don't give me the 100 million spirit stones. I'm in a hurry to take them. Wang Xuanwu took the silk handkerchief handed over by Li Taihang, wiped his mouth, and said, oh, okay. Seeing this, Li Taihang no longer insisted. It can be seen that Wang Xuanwu also has principles. You want those things just to save your life, but your strangeness does require some means of self-defense. That's no problem. As for the equipment or skills that can make you invisible or change your appearance, I have never seen or heard of such things. However, there are disguised things. The third elder has a ghost mask. After wearing it, it can prevent others from spying on your cultivation. I'll give it to you when the time comes. Master, what did you say? Give it to me. Li Taihang looked at Wang Xuanwu in shock. Is he going to steal? Well, it's nothing. Anyway, they are used to me. Master, this is absolutely not possible. Why don't you take me to see the third elder and I will tell him in person that I hope to buy it as long as the conditions are right. Don't be silly. The third elder is very sarcastic. If you go, you won't get anything. It's better for me to go. If he doesn't listen, I will knock him out and rob him directly. When Wang Xuanwu said the latter part, she spoke very quietly. However, Li Taihang still heard it. Li Taihang's mouth twitched, and he felt that this master had some more bad labels, just a bandit, a female hooligan. Master, where is the third elder? I will go there myself. Li Taihang decided that he must not take his master with him. Although I don't know the specific strength of the master, I think she can really make it happen by looking at her confident look. If this succeeds and spreads out, wouldn't it discredit Wang Xuanwu again? Of course, his own reputation will definitely not be much better. Do you want to go by yourself? Yes. Wang Xuanwu stared at Li Taihang so hard that his scalp numbed. After a long time, he said, "Is it great to have money?" Then, Wang Xuanwu told Li Taihang the mountain where the third elder was. Then, they talked about the next pills and self-defense equipment. As for pills, the seventh elder is an expert in this area. I have a good relationship with her. A while ago, Master, stop it, don't say anything. Li Taihang was a little panicked, afraid of hearing something he shouldn't hear again, and it would be bad if he was silenced. Don't worry, they can't do anything to me anyway. I've never been afraid of anyone except my senior brother. Li Taihang's forehead was full of black lines. You are acting recklessly because you are confident in your own strength. Which mountain is the seventh elder in? Oh. You want to meet her in private? Wang Xuanwu looked at Li Taihang with a smirk. Master, please be serious. I didn't know whether the seventh elder was a man or a woman just now. How can there be a private meeting? Oh. Wang Xuanwu stared at Li Taihang with some suspicion and said, okay, she is in Wanhua mountain. Yeah. Li Taihang wrote it down. As for self-defense weapons and equipment. Chapter 39, Obtaining the Elixir from Wanhua Mountain. You are listening at novelfull.audio. As for self-defense weapons and equipment, there are plenty of them in this sect's treasure house, but they can only be opened with the order of the sect master. In your current situation, it will be difficult to get the things inside. However, leave it to me as a master. I will take care of your senior brother's stubbornness and help you get equipment and weapons. Wang Xuanwu promised as she patted the mountains in front of her. Li Taixing subconsciously ignored the beautiful scenery in front of him, looked elsewhere, and said, okay, master, then my equipment and weapons depend on you. Early the next morning, Li Taihang prepared to go to Taishan Mountain to find the third elder and Wanhua Mountain to find the seventh elder. However, before leaving, he prepared a ring for Wang Xuanwu. This time, it was full of food and drink, and only a small amount of spiritual stones were given as spare. Wang Xuanwu looked at Neji, and her laughter flowed out. This time, there was no psychological burden at all, and I accepted the ordination happily. Don't worry, disciple, I promise to get you the best equipment and weapons. After saying that, Wang Xuanwu flew to the main peak to find Zhao Wentian. Xianxia peak. Zhao Wentian was sitting cross-legged practicing, when he felt an inexplicable panic, which woke him up, and he had no idea of practicing anymore. Damn it, this must be Wang Xuanwu's stinky bitch. Li Taihang went to Wanhua Mountain first because it was relatively close to them. Li Taixing thought for a while and gave up the plan of flying in the air and the idea of teleportation. Instead, he walked down to the foot of Wanhua Mountain. Looking up, the entire Wanhua Mountain is very gorgeous. Even the colors of the trees are different and very bright. From a distance, it looks like a beautiful fairyland, which makes people yearn for it. Looking back at his Chifeng Mountain, it was as bare as a hairless rooster. Li Taixing hid his face and almost cried. At this time, after seeing Li Taihang, the female disciple at the foot of Wanhua Mountain asked, "Are you junior brother Li?" Li Taihang, the direct disciple of the fifth elder. Li Taixing was a little surprised, but he still nodded, bowed his hands and said, "Yes, I am exactly the same." "Well, the fifth elder has already told you that we know you are coming. Please go up the mountain. Our master is waiting for you on the mountain." "Okay, thank you." "Need not." Then, Li Taixing went up the mountain while they looked at him strangely. Is this really the fifth elder's disciple? He looks very personable, but he is said to be a loser. Well, I don't know why the fifth elder would accept this kind of trash as his disciple. Hey, the fifth elder's behavior is the most unique. It's not like you don't know what amazing things she will do. It doesn't seem to be anything strange. That's right. The female disciples guarding the gate at the foot of Wanhua Mountain were discussing quietly, but now, although Li Taixing has just entered the body refining realm, his perception ability is super strong, and he can naturally hear what they say clearly, and Li Taihang couldn't help but feel a little puzzled. He didn't understand why his master accepted him. Forget it, don't think about it anymore. After Li Taixing went up the mountain, he occasionally met some female disciples. Those female disciples also looked very surprised after seeing him. They were discussing something quietly, and Li Taixing ignored them. However, when he saw them, he took the initiative to say hello to them. In this way, we walked and stopped all the way, and finally reached the top of the mountain. Compared with the several dilapidated wooden houses in Chifeng Mountain, this place seems to have charm. Mountain peaks, strange rocks, water flows, flowers, plants and trees perfectly fit together with the houses, making it feel like a fairyland, refreshing and refreshing. The air is filled with bursts of fragrance, which seems to make people energetic, and seems to be intoxicated and lingering. As for his own Chifeng Mountain, every time Li Taihang thinks about it, he will think of the bald rooster, and then he will want to cry. No, we have to turn Chifeng Mountain into a fairyland as soon as possible. Li Taihang secretly made up his mind. Junior brother, hello. At this time, a young woman walked in front of Li Taihang. Her long hair was like a waterfall, hanging down to her waist. She had a charming smile on her delicate and beautiful face, wearing a fitted long dress as white as snow. She looked very pure and refined, and she looked like a fairy descending to earth, making people obsessed with her. Hello, senior sister. Li Taixing quickly saluted. There is no way, the entire inner sect, he is the quasi-junior disciple, even sweeping the floor can call him junior disciple, even if he now has the status of a direct disciple of the fifth elder, he still cannot get rid of the situation of having to give gifts to everyone he sees. Yes. The woman's voice was very pleasant, like a song. Amazing. My name is Lu Shuero, you can call me senior sister Lu from now on. Okay, senior sister Lu. Okay, follow me here. Master is just checking out the elixirs in the elixir warehouse. Good. Li Taixing followed Lu Shuero to the elixir storehouse. There was also a magic circle guarding the place. Ordinary people could not get close to it. Only the 7 elders and Lu Shuero had the ability to enter here. She took Li Taixing to the pill storehouse, saluted inside, and said, Master, junior brother Li is here. Okay, come in. As he spoke, the formation rippled, and a space appeared that could only allow one person to pass through. Please, junior brother Li. Lu Shuero's voice was gentle, and she stretched out her delicate little hand to give guidance. Okay, senior sister Lu. Li Taihang bowed and walked in. Lu Shuelua followed him in. After entering, he smelled a strong medicinal fragrance, which instantly swept away Li Taihang's fatigue and relieved his nervousness. Master. Greetings to the 7th elder. Shuelua and Taihang, you are here. Zhu Qing put down the notebook for recording, looked at Li Taihang, and said, Taihang, your master has told me what kind of elixir you need. After seeing Li Taihang, Zhu Qing didn't feel so strange, but saw her own family. 7th elder, if possible, I want some healing, detoxifying, or other elixirs with corresponding functions, mainly for saving lives. There are quite a few types of these. If you are interested, I will let Shuelua take you to have a look. Okay, thank you very much, 7th elder. You're welcome. You can take a look. I have something else to do. Okay, excuse me. Afterwards, Zhu Qing explained to Lu Shuelua and left with satisfaction. Lu Shuelua was also very polite to Li Taihang. Senior sister Lu, your master seems to have a good relationship with my master. Li Taihang could feel that the 7th elder was quite good to him. Well, of course, your master has helped my master a lot and saved my master's life. The two of them are close friends. Lu Xueluo replied. After listening to this, Li Taihang realized that his master had friends. He thought his master had no friends. Chapter 40 The Shocked Master and Disciple. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Junior Brother Li, what pills do you need? Lu Xueluo thought about her master's instructions and asked again. Are there any elixirs for healing, recovery, and detoxification? Li Taixing asked hesitantly. I was still worried that I might have had a little too much. Well, with Junior Brother Li's current state, we can only, wait, are you in the body refining state? Lu Xueluo suddenly discovered that Li Taihang was no longer an ordinary mortal, but had the strength of the body refining realm, because the spiritual sea had been opened up in his body, therefore, she could feel the spiritual energy fluctuations in Li Taihang. Well, I was just promoted yesterday. How high is the body refining realm? Let's go to the 9th level of the body refining realm. Li Taixing thought for a while and said. Oh my God. Lu Xueluo pursed her lips with a look of surprise, but she looked very good looking. What's wrong? No, I remember that Junior Brother Li just joined the sect a few days ago, right? He broke through the body refining realm so quickly, that this truth shocked Lu Xueluo. She even suspected that what she saw was a fake Li Taihang. He. Li Taixing pretended to be honest, and said innocently, I bought a bone-forging pill not long ago, and my master trained me, so I have this opportunity. However, this realm breakthrough is too fast. If Lu Xueluo hadn't seen it with her own eyes, it would be difficult to believe that this matter was true. That, I don't know too well. Li Taixing didn't want to communicate too much on this matter, and Lu Xueluo also realized some reasons. He stopped discussing this issue with Li Taixing and just said with a smile, there are rumors outside that you are a waste, but now it seems that the 5th elder is really wise and discerning. Senior Sister Lu is so grateful. When are we going to see the elixir? Let's go now, Junior Brother, I will take you to get the elixir. Okay, thank you, Senior Sister Lu. You're welcome. Lu Xueluo took him all the way to see the elixirs. While looking at them, she told Li Taixing about the interaction, pharmacology, efficacy and side effects of different elixirs. These are the basic theories of elixirs. Li Taixing also lived up to her explanation and recorded these one by one. Occasionally, he would ask questions in return. His serious attitude toward studying made Lu Xueluo very satisfied, and she couldn't help but talk a lot more. Ding. It detects that the host has learned the basic knowledge of elixirs and triggers a multi-billion increase effect. Ding. Congratulations to the host for gaining the ability to know all elixirs and being able to identify elixirs of any level at a glance. Wow, is there such a good thing? Li Taixing was very shocked. Junior Brother Li, what's wrong? Lu Xueluo couldn't help but asked curiously when she saw Li Taixing's dull look. No, I just didn't expect to know so much about elixirs. Thank you, Senior Sister Lu. Li Taixing thanked her sincerely again. Lu Xueluo couldn't help but smile and said, Junior Brother Li, if you are interested, I can teach you more, and you can come to Wanhua Mountain to learn more in the future. Okay, thank you, Senior Sister Lu. Later, Lu Xueluo gave Li Taixing some pills he wanted. This time, Li Taihang's visit not only got the elixir he wanted, but also some additional elixirs. These are the Spirit Building Pill and the Spirit Guiding Pill. Do you know their uses, right? New. Well, work hard, practice hard, come on. These elixirs are all used for Li Taixing's cultivation, although the portion is not much, the sincerity is enough. Yes, thank you, Senior Sister Lu. After getting benefits from here, Li Taixing originally wanted to give some spiritual stones. However, Lu Xueluo rolled his eyes and said, Junior Brother Li, you are looking down on others. I won't accept your spiritual stone. Yeah, okay. Seeing this, Li Taixing had no choice but to take back the spirit stone and write down this kindness. Afterwards, Li Taihang left Wanhua Mountain, and when he came to the foot of the mountain, after asking the Great Elder about the location of Feilong Mountain, he left after learning. After Li Taihang left, Lu Xueluo reported to Master Zhu Qing about Li Taihang's situation. Master. Zhu Qin was looking at the classics on elixirs in her house and was learning something. Yes. Zhu Qin put down the book, saw Xiang Lu Shuero, and said, Shuero, have you given all the elixirs to Li Taihang? Yes, but I found out that he is already in the body refining realm, and he is still in the 9th level. What? Zhu Qin was also very surprised when she learned that Li Taihang had reached the 9th level of body refining realm. At that time, she was not optimistic about Li Taihang, so she didn't pay much attention to him. However, because of her relationship with Wang Xuanwu, although Zhu Qin didn't pay much attention to Li Taihang, she did help him. Otherwise, it would be impossible for Lu Shuero to prepare pills for him. However, now I heard that Li Taihang had reached the 9 heavens of body refining realm. How could this not shock her? It seems that we have underestimated this boy. Moreover, Xian Wu is not a fool. I am afraid that he has already recognized Li Taihang. You should get closer to Taihang more in the future. I guess this boy's future is limitless. Yes, master. At this time, Li Taihang first arrived at Feilong Mountain where the great elder Lin Fei lived. When Lin Fei from Feilong Mountain learned that Li Taixing was coming, he immediately thought of Wang Xuanwu. His anger started to rise, and he was ready to punish Li Taixing. However, when he heard that Li Taixing was here to return the things, he was immediately happy and asked him to come to see him in the main hall. Disciple has met the great elder. Well, Li Taihang, what do you want to return? Lin Fei asked with a depressed look on his face. Among the entire Xianxia sect, he was the one who was the most tricked by Wang Xuanwu, except for the sect leader, so, he thought, the more he could return, the better. It is this. Li Taihang returned the Wuji Heart Sutra to Lin Fei. Is there anything else? Lin Fei asked. There is none left. Li Taihang no longer needed the Promise Heart Sutra. Although her master wanted to sell it, Li Taihang was willing to sell it to her, so he gave her some other benefits, so that he could keep the Promise Heart Sutra. Taking advantage of this opportunity to go out, he returned Lin Fei. Lin Fei was very heartbroken when he saw that there was only the Promise Heart Sutra. Hey, Wang Xuanwu, who killed tens of millions of people, wouldn't she be sold to someone else? Thinking of this, Lin Fei's heart ached again. Okay, this elder is feeling a little uncomfortable. You should go back first. Lin Fei saw Li Taihang coming to return the things and guessed that it was Li Taihang's own idea. Seeing that he didn't join Wang Xuanwu, he was secretly relieved and couldn't bear to blame Li Taixing. Yes, disciple, take your leave. Li Taixing bowed, exited the hall, and left Feilong Mountain. Immediately afterwards, he went to Lin Taishan. At this time, in Xiantian Peak, Zhao Wentian roared angrily, Wang Xuanwu, you stinky bitch, stop here. You catch me robbing wool every day, why don't you go robbing others?